I have over 8 million followers across all my social media. Not because I got lucky, not because I had connections, not because I figured out something most people never do. Reality is not what you think it is. The rules you've been playing by, they're fake. The limits that you set upon yourself are not real. The limits you think exist, they were there to keep you in line. But today, I'm giving you the full blueprint to not only see reality for what it truly is, but to break it completely. And once you do that, you will be unstoppable. No fluff, no bullshit. I'm about to show you how to shift the game entirely in your favor and tap into the power that's actually been inside you the whole entire time. So, most people go their entire lives following rules that were never designed to help them win. I showed you at the very beginning that I had 7 million followers on TikTok, and right now I'm going to show you I have 353,000 on Instagram. If you don't know me, and my face is very new to you, my name is Ozzy Koi. I do pranks, skits, and challenges on social media with my Arab dad. We're mainly known in the Arab world, and we've managed to take social media by storm. Every video I've posted went viral numerous times, and it wasn't only until I realized I could shift the entire game into my favor when I actually truly understood that it's all up to you. No one's coming to save you. So let me ask you, are you playing the game that you want to? And I think I already know the answer to that question because you clicked on this video. Or are you going to learn how to rewrite the rules? I'm going to give you the ultimate framework that I've personally used. The reality shift, the mindset shift. And I know a lot of people talk about mindset, and I'm sure you're tired of hearing it, but it's so, so true. It's so important that you understand that it's all in your mind. Your mind is the most powerful thing on this planet. The mind is actually the most powerful thing known to man. I mean, think about it. Look around you. Everything you see, everything that you can hold into your hand was once an idea in somebody else's mind. The mind is truly powerful once you know how to use it. And once you learn that you hold the power to everything you've ever wanted in life, that you could actually shift reality into your favor, that's when you'll win. The moment I stopped following the script that society hands out, I started winning in ways most people never will. That's how I built my brand, my following, my influence. Not by waiting, not by playing fair, but by seeing the game for what it really is and deciding to take control. You just need to decide. You just need to decide. That's all it is. That's all it is, bro. Just decide what you want and get it. Now, you're probably asking me, what do you mean? Like, okay, I know what I want, but how do I get it? You don't need to know how. And that's just the most fascinating thing that I've ever learned in my life. You don't need to know how. Because let me tell you something. Your mind, nobody's ever seen the mind. People often mistake the brain for the mind. But no. These two things are completely different. Your brain is an organ. It's your electrical mechanism, if you will. The mind is something completely different. And I'll touch base on that later down the video. I want to show you the power you've been ignoring your whole entire life. Your subconscious mind. Your mind, think about it like this. There's a circle, a huge circle, okay? I'm giving you a visual representation of the mind because no one's ever seen the mind. I learned this from Bob Proctor. If you don't know who he is a philosopher. I've studied him for God knows how long. And what he teaches is truly fascinating. So I'm going to, in case you haven't followed his teachings, I'm going to show you a visual representation of the mind. Think about it like this. The mind is this circle right here. It's a huge circle. Now, there's a horizontal line dividing this huge circle. The top portion is your conscious mind. That is the thinking mind. It is the mind that allows you to think, how to evaluate things, how to make decisions. That is your conscious mind. Now, the bottom half of the circle is your subconscious mind. That is your emotional mind. In this section of the mind, the subconscious, it is the most powerful force, powerful weapon that you hold. But if you don't know how to use it, it will control you instead of working for you. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful concept. Beautiful, beautiful concept. I love it. I love it. I could talk about this for hours. Mette. It's amazing. Yerba mette. Oh my God. You got to try it. Right now, everything in your life, your success, your failures, your habits, your beliefs, it's all coming from your subconscious programming. Because us humans, think about it, we've been programmed. Ever since birth, we've been programmed. From the second you were born, you were programmed to think a certain way, to act a certain way. And most people stay in line. Most people never actually think for themselves. Most people don't question reality. Most people don't question the reality that they're living. But once you learn how to reprogram your subconscious, you can literally bend reality in your favor. Such a beautiful concept. Such a beautiful concept. You hold the power to control the reality of your life. How do you want to live? How do you want to live? And the answer to that question totally depends on you. How do you want to live your life? This is why successful people seem to manifest opportunities. Things just come to them. Most people say they got lucky. Most people say they won the lottery. Most people say, oh, that can never be me. Why? Why? Why can it never be you? They're a human being, right? You're a human being, right? Okay. So what makes you different? You don't think you're smart enough? You don't think you're talented enough? That has nothing to do with it. The only difference is that they figured out what they wanted in life and reprogrammed themselves into actually getting it. And I'll touch base later down on the video on how to actually do that. They've trained their minds to see possibilities where others see limits. So the question you've been asking probably is, okay, so how do you tap into this power? 3 steps. Step 1, flood your mind with new inputs. Your subconscious is shaped by what you feed it. If you consume negativity, doubt, and distractions, that's all you're ever going to know. That's all you'll ever experience, quite frankly. If you want to break out of the cycle, you need to obsessively expose yourself to people, ideas, environments that force your mind to expand. Let me pause real quick and state this quick fact. Us humans, we are programmed in 2 ways, only 2. Genetically, that's why we look so much like our parents, and environmentally, our environment. the people we hang around with, our school, what they teach us, what your parents teach you, your environment. You're programmed. The content you consume, the news. You need to force your mind to expand. So that's why the most successful people on this planet surround themselves with winners. They change their environment. It rewires their entire mental framework. Step number 2, rewire your self-identity. Your subconscious follows one rule, only one. It always proves you right. If you see yourself as someone who struggles, fails, not good enough, will never be good enough, not talented, well, your brain will make sure that that's your reality. So why? Why succumb to these thoughts? We all think. We all think. So why think negative thoughts? They don't serve you. They will, quite frankly, never serve you. And of course, don't get me wrong, we're all human. Things happen. We get into doubt. Obviously, everyone has doubts. I have doubts. The most successful people have doubts. But they don't let that get to them. They don't entertain those thoughts. Because if they do, well, that's just going to shift their entire reality. Then they're just going to say, then they're just going to completely fail. You need to entertain the thoughts that serve you. That is the only way to reprogram your mind. The second you adopt the identity of someone who always wins, someone who is already destined for success, your subconscious will automatically start working overtime to make that identity real. As I said before, do you remember when I said you have your conscious mind and your subconscious? Your conscious is your thinking mind. Your subconscious is the emotional mind. Your thinking mind, your conscious mind, has the ability to accept or reject thoughts. Your subconscious mind cannot reject, it must accept. Meaning, whatever you think on a daily basis, let's say you're thinking negative thoughts, that is going to penetrate into your subconscious, putting your body in a certain vibration to then change your reality. Does that make sense? So, when knowing this information, why don't you just feed into your conscious mind your thoughts? I'm a winner. I'm successful. I am powerful beyond measure. I can do this. And really use your imagination to figure out what it is that you want and see it in your mind. And this is so important. Please understand me, because this is literally what I did to amass such a large following. Because I've always wanted to be a content creator. I've always wanted to have an impact, and I wanted to leave the world a better place than it already is. I wanted to make an impact. Before I started social media, and this is true story by the way, I was in my bedroom. I'm 20, I was 15 when I started. I was in my room and I saw this video about imagination, law of attraction, and I'm sure you've seen these videos before. But I watched the video and I closed my eyes. And in this video, the guy in the video was telling me to imagine it, what did I really want at the time? So I closed my eyes and I imagined. And I really used my emotions to picture what it is that I wanted in life. I saw the numbers. I saw the impact I left into the world. I saw me going viral on TikTok, on Instagram. I saw 1.0 M on my TikTok profile, followers. That's what I wanted. I don't know what it is. I just wanted 1 million followers. Every single night before I went to bed, I would imagine myself attaining that goal. I used all my 5 senses into actually picturing that and imagining it and living it and this is so important, once you utilize your imagination, once you utilize your mind, you begin to actually manifest these things into reality. Because what you're doing when you're imagining these things and you're actually being very emotional about it, and you actually put all your five senses into that image that you create in your mind, what that does is that puts your body into a certain vibration, a certain frequency, which then allows you to behave on that frequency to get that goal. Does that make sense? Beautiful concept. And this is so true. Try it. I really encourage you to I highly encourage you to try it. You have to. This, like, I could talk about this for hours. Method break. So, step number 3, command your reality with relentless execution. Remember how I said you don't need to know how to get it? You don't need to know how to get it. Whatever goal you have in life, whatever desire, you don't need to know how to get it. All you need to know is that you want it, and you will get it by any means necessary. That doesn't mean not acting in order to get it. Obviously, you have to. But what I'm saying is, if you actually know what you want, and you picture it in your mind, and you imagine it, and you use all your five senses into it, and you get emotional about it, and you need it, that puts your body in a certain vibration to get it. And this is, bear with me, this is going to sound a little weird, but us guys, right? I don't know about girls, but if you're a guy watching this and you actually have like sexual thoughts, or like you imagine, like, you know, it sounds weird, but it's true. This proves my point. When you have like sexual thoughts, you get aroused. Your thing goes up. Why? It's weird, right? Because you are your thoughts. Most people say you're not your thoughts. Okay, well, you are technically not your thoughts, but you're the one bringing those thoughts in and you're entertaining them. So are you really your thoughts? Or are you not your thoughts? That's the question you have to answer for yourself. But command reality with relentless execution. Most people hesitate, overthink, or second guess themselves. But once your subconscious is aligned with success, you won't even have to force yourself to take action. It will become automatic. That's why high-level people don't rely on motivation, because that's fleeting. It's a feeling. They move with certainty because their subconscious has already accepted success as a fact, not a possibility. Listen, you could do what you want with this information. You could just click off this video right now. You could think what I'm saying is bullshit. That's totally fine. Go back to living the way you are currently living now. No harm. I don't care. But why not try it? Worst case scenario, you stay right where you are. Utilize the power of your mind. Don't let it work against you. It has to work for you. And only you can take control of your life. Nobody else. No one's coming to save you. So, I'm going to explain to you the immediate shift, how to break the rules and take control. I have over 8 million followers across all my socials. I think I know what I'm talking about. I've used this before, and I continue to use this on a day-to-day basis because there's so much more work to do, so much more work left to do. I'm nowhere near where I want to be yet. So I thought I'd make this video and really just, I just want to yap and talk about this, because I could talk about this forever. And I really hope what I'm saying could actually influence at least one person watching this video. I really do. I really want to leave an impact, and I really want to help you. So now, let's get back into this. Now that you understand how powerful your subconscious mind is, Let's talk about how to use it to break reality's fake rules and flip the game in your favor instantly, because that's what you clicked on this video for, right? Rule number 1, stop asking for permission. Winners don't wait for approval. They don't. You have to take life by the balls and literally get after whatever you want. There is nothing in this world that you cannot get, and there's nothing in this world you cannot get. Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm saying? You have so much power. So much fucking power. But it's all up here. How do you use this? Do you let it go against you? Or do you use it as your weapon? Do you actually utilize the mind? More likely than not, you aren't. And that's why you clicked on this video. And I really hope I'm helping you here, because listen, this is the most valuable information you will probably ever receive in your whole entire life, to be honest. Winners don't wait for approval. They don't need validation. The second you realize that nobody is going to give you permission to be great, you stop playing small and start acting like you already belong at the top. You need to understand that life is not what happens to you, it's how you react to it. The things that happen to you, the bad days, the problems, okay, it's fine, everybody goes through it. But how do you react to those things? Do you say, oh no, I'm gonna let this situation get the best of me? Or do you say, no, I don't care what happens, I'm gonna bounce back? That's the type of mindset you need to have. Very, very simple. It's easier said than done, I get it. But once you learn how to understand, once you learn how to utilize and understand reality for what it is, you begin to shift it in your favor instantly. Fast, quick, 100%, without a doubt in my mind. You can become great. You can become one of the greats. You can become the greatest. But it's all about how do you use your mind. Rule number 2, move like you already won. When I had 1,000 followers, I carried myself like I had 1,000,000. When I had 1,000,000, I moved like I had 10,000,000. The world responds to certainty. If you hesitate, the game will eat you alive. Don't hesitate. Whatever you want, see it in your mind and go out and get it by any means necessary. You hold the power. Remember that. When you move like success is inevitable, the universe starts rearranging itself to make it happen for you. Now, I don't care what you believe in. I really don't. You could either believe, in God, which is what I believe. You could believe in a higher power. You can not believe in a higher power, which is pretty stupid because I'm pretty sure there is. I mean, Newton's third law, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. I mean, like, we can't, I'm going to go, this video is going to be way too long if I get into this, but for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. For every input, there's an equal and opposite output. You reap what you sow. Whatever you sow out into the world, you get an equal and an opposite proportion to that. Does that make sense? Rule number 3, burn the escape route. You hear most people say, make sure you have something to fall back on. Make sure you have something to fall back on. Why would you ever want to have something to fall back on? No. If I were to fall, I don't want to fall back. I want to fall forward. I want to fall forward to my goal. I don't want to fall back on anything. It's either I get this or I die trying. And that's the type of mindset you need to have. I don't understand why people tell me, oh, you have to have a plan B. What if this fails? It's not going to fail. It's not going to fail. I'm going to make it happen. And if it means I die trying to make it happen, just totally fine. Because at least I go out with knowing I pursued something that I wanted. Not what someone else wanted for me. People always tell me, oh, you have to go back to college. What if social media fails? I don't want to go back to college. I don't see it as something that I want to do. Like, why would I get into debt and waste all these years studying only to get a degree to then work for somebody else that doesn't give a fuck about me and practically just become an employee? No, I don't want to leave an impact in the world. I don't want to live that kind of life. That's just not me. It's not authentic to me. By all means, go ahead. If you want to do that, do it. But that's just not me. That's not how I want to live my life. I want to create an impact. I want to help people. I want to make someone smile today. I want to be the example to people in my family. I want to become the first millionaire in my bloodline. I want to be that guy. And I will. And I will make it happen by any means necessary. That's the type of mindset you need to have. That's the type of mindset you need to adopt. So, the reason most people fail, they give themselves a way out. If this doesn't work, I'll just go back to what's safe. I'm sorry, I hate to break it to you, but that's a guaranteed way to lose. The second you remove all other options and commit fully, your subconscious shifts into a different mode entirely. It's life or death. I'm going to get this or I'm going to die trying. That's the only way you will win. I promise. The minute you start playing it safe is the minute you lose. The second you remove all other options and you commit fully, your subconscious shifts into a different mode. It becomes obsessed with finding a way to make it work. And that's the power of the mind. That is the power of the subconscious. When we're born, we didn't have a conscious mind. We only had a subconscious. And remember what I said at the beginning of the video? The conscious is the thinking mind, and the conscious has the ability to accept and reject thoughts. We didn't have it. At birth, we never had a conscious mind. It was developed. We only had a subconscious. And remember what I said about the subconscious mind? The subconscious is the emotional mind, and it must accept and cannot reject. Meaning the programming feeds into the subconscious mind. We're always being programmed every single day. To the content you consume, to the people you hang around with, to the food you eat, to I fucking love this. I love this. I love this conversation. Like, it's kind of weird because I'm still getting used to talking to the camera. And you would probably think, like, what do you mean you have like over 8 million followers? Like, you're not used to talking to the camera? Well, I don't necessarily talk to the camera. It's just like I do prank skits and challenges with my dad. So I'm still trying to get comfortable with talking to the camera. But I think I'm doing a pretty good job, hopefully. I'm still trying to get better at it. But man, this is just the most fascinating concept I've ever learned. And I really, really hope you took some value out of this video. So here's the ultimate reality check. I've given you the truth. I've given you the blueprint. But here's what's going to happen. 99% of you watching this video will hear this and go back to playing life on hard mode. You're going to click off this video. You're not going to subscribe. In all seriousness, you're going to click off this video. You're going to go back to living the way you're living without actually hearing me out, without actually applying what I'm actually telling you to do. Back to waiting, back to hesitation. But the 1% watching this video, they take the information and run with it. They just run with it and they apply it and they use it and they get results. They live a better life, a more meaningful life. Isn't that what you want? Don't you want to die living your purpose? Or do you want to die living for someone else's purpose? That choice, your answer to that question, is totally up to you. By all means, I'm not telling you how to live your life. I'm really not. But this is very, very powerful information. So I'm asking you, are you going to be the 99% or are you going to be the 1%? Are you going to keep following fake rules? Or are you going to take control and rewrite them? Because once you do, and I promise you, once you do, there's no going back. Once you see reality for what it really and truly is, you can't unsee it. You hold the power. No one is coming to save you. You can make it happen. Not only for yourself, but for your family, for your loved ones. The only thing left to do is act. If this opened your eyes, let me know in the comments. But more importantly, prove it. Prove it to yourself. I believe in you. I'm rooting for you. And you got this.